Welcome to the A-Train Show. And now here's your host, the A-Train, Arlington Lane.
Good morning, good evening, good evening, Welcome to this edition of the A-Train Show, the A-Train, the Arlington Lane. Gotta have a little fun before we get started. Folks, make sure that you tune in today at 6 p.m. Back at it again. The X-Fans Show is back at it one more time. The Friday night special. I can't wait myself, and Spurge will be getting it in on tonight. We want to see our fans over at Fuel Sports Network, where you can find this show, the A-Train Show, live and in color. All right. It's Fun Fan Friday once again. And so, it could be about anything. And whatever's hot right now is where it's going down today. All right. Yep. It's that time again. Been waiting to get to this day. You know who's here on the program. I'm not gonna wait this time.
Yes, sir.
Pastor Bailey's in the house.
Let's go.
What's going on with you, sir?
Man, everything's good, man. Good weekend.
I like this setup a little better, man. You ain't got to see everything that's going on behind me, man. You got to see everything.
Well, you already know what I got behind me, so
yes, I do.
I'm in the game room. I'm in the game room.
Yeah, you get the nice room in the house. You know what I mean? Everything popping and stuff. You got the arcades, you got the comics, you got the wrestling stuff, man. Like, I'm jealous now, man.
Yeah, man.
And sir, you got a celebration it's next week, is that right? The celebration for you?
No, it's this week. It's this weekend, man. We celebrate this weekend. Because I won't be in town on my birthday.
That's what I figured. I figured you was gonna be, I'm out of here.
Yeah. I go AWOL after so long,
That's
man.
Right. After your celebration, you gone, man.
I'm out of there.
I've kind of figured that much, but it's it's a key celebration for yourself, man, and your timeline. And I'm gonna say it. If you can't, I don't know if you can on next Friday. I want to say it to you then. If I had to say it now, then I have to say it now. But
no, we might be able to pull something off. Let's see. Next Friday. No, that's gonna be way past because my birthday is on the 21st. So
okay, that's what I was saying. Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know if this was gonna be the week or I had to.
It'll be next Thursday. It'll be next Thursday. No, okay. What day is it?
Yours is if I'm not mistaken, yours is what? A Monday? You said the 21st, right?
21st, yeah.
Yeah, it's a month. See, look at you
Monday
already.
Man, I ain't even thought about it, brother. But Friday I'll be heading back. I'll be heading back in town Friday.
Oh, okay.
So I should be actually stationary Friday because we got the Harvest Festival Saturday, with the Hallelujah. I got the Fear Factor and the escape room stuff going on.
See, and I remember what was that, a couple years back, and y'all did that, man. And I'm sitting back, I was like, wow. He said, I told you.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
Yeah, they do some good things over at the Praise Dome, man. And I want to make sure I shout out those over there at the Praise Dome in H-Town in Houston, Texas. My people there. Shout out to YP. He just had a birthday on yesterday, so I want to make sure I give him some love on that too.
Yes, sir.
So yeah, I want to make sure I got all that out the way. All right, let's go into it. Fun Fan Friday. We got to talk wrestling because tonight is SmackDown preview. We headed into Crown Jewel now, and it's now the road to Crown Jewel. And Roman Reigns is making his way to SmackDown, and that makes me mad. face be mad because I was looking for him in Nashville and he did not pop up. At least could have popped up one good time, but he'll be here on this episode of SmackDown to talk about the happenings after Bad Blood. They have to do their Bad Blood fallout.
Yep.
And I wonder what he's going to discuss. Because everybody's going to wonder who is the first person he's going to talk about. Will it be Cody? Will it be the return of Jimmy Uso? Will it be the return of Paul Heyman? Will it be The Rock? Who is he going to go out?
It's gonna be massive. I think he's going. Well, the Cody Rhodes thing, I think he's gonna ice because of they're gonna have to address the Kevin Owens situation. So I think that's gonna get iced quite a bit for that reason. However, I think he gonna talk about Jimmy being having his return, but this is gonna be centered around the final boss and why you came out with the 1, 2, 3. I told you. I said, okay, something is going on with him coming out doing 1, 2. Say, I didn't see the 2, 3. I seen the 1, and then I saw the 2, and I think I must have turned my head or something and missed the 3. But when he did 1, 2, 3, it has 2 different meanings to me. I felt like he was addressing Cody by him having the belt on his arm, saying, "Hey, I'm coming for that 1, 2, 3 to come after you." Or he could have been a triple threat at some point down the line with Roman, Cody, and The Rock being in that match. What benefit would that have? I think it would have some substance because you got to evolve KO in this. You're probably gonna get a Randy in this somewhere along the way, and this is kind of gonna wean him out of that particular arena. But they gotta drop it. He's gonna have to drop the belt so that Rock and Roman can have that final battle. So I think it's all a setup. I don't know which way it's gonna go, but I think it's all set.
Does it have to be for the belt though? Like, come on, man. It don't really need a belt situation. And what I mean by that, this is for supremacy of the bloodline, man. This is who it's going to have the falala. Like, listen, I know it's gonna sound crazy. I would not mind seeing The Rock. Everybody wants to see Roman The Rock go over on Roman. Rock lose to Roman in this case and see what that looks like. Because Roman has been the top star, especially over these last 5 years. And I mean, at this rate, you want to see that happen. But also, and there's a curiosity, though, if The Rock were to beat Roman, what that would look like. Now, listen, I understand he's a PT peer, right? Part-time guy, right? But that doesn't mean he can't show up whenever he wants to show up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
As long as within storyline business, he can show up. And he does not, folks, have to wrestle to do
at all. He just got to get mic talk.
Exactly. And he was like,
do what The Rock do. But they booing him, though. They booing him like bad. So where do we go with this? Do we turn Rock heel all the way? Because he's always been face. He's always been face. And I think with the start of that, when the Cody turn and him, the way he addressed Triple H coming out of the arena, like, I'm the final boss, that effing final boss, and you can't tell me what to do kind of thing. It kind of showed that they want this kind of the direction they wanted to get, and the bang they wanted to get out of it. However, I'm wondering how good of a fate of a heel would he be?
You saying how good of a heel The Rock would be?
Yeah, how good of a heel would he be, though? I mean,
I think he would be a fantastic heel. You got to understand Nation of Domination type stuff that you go on. I ain't saying they doing this, but they definitely putting one up for sure.
Oh no, man!
If you haven't noticed, they have been going to a lot of classic, nostalgic stuff these days in WWE, and You don't have to do too much. Just want to do enough that way you praise the time that timeline from back in the day, but also you keep that storyline fresh of what you got going on right now.
Right.
And so,
I think is that what you mean when they with like what they doing with Dominic Mysterio with Dom, because they brought back the low rider, he's still doing the Eddie shake, so is that what you mean by that? They come kind of pulling some of the nostalgic moves
and allowing Dom, because of the history that he's had with the Guerrero family. A lot of people that don't like it, that's the point. You're not meant to like it. If you don't like him being like
he's a great heel.
Guerrero, that's the point. He's a great heel. That's why I said this is the best heat he will ever receive. He can stick that out for the rest of his career.
Yeah.
He don't have to go. He don't have to go opposite. He don't have to be a face ever again. He'll just be this annoying little gnat, and that will last him the rest of his career in WWE. Whenever he shows up, because all he has to do is get that microphone. Get that microphone.
And they're gonna boo.
The minute he puts his mouth to the microphone.
Shit, I be wanting to know if they hear me too, because I be booing up and stuff. Boo! Like it just, I mean, but you can't take away the fact that he's developed to be a great wrestler. Like he a very great entertainer as it relates to the storyline and trying to fulfill the dynamics of that. So he's become something great in the process of it all. And I think with having him to do that nostalgic kind of move, it gives us a sense of, we're getting a piece of Eddie without Eddie being present, and just kind of commemorating Eddie's career and his life and his legacy. And so it gives off all of that, man. So I appreciate it. I mean, even though I don't like Dumb, but I appreciate how they work.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm like, the more I watch Dom, the more I watch the shenanigans they have, there's more Eddie Guerrero to it. And I get it. A lot of people are unhappy, and I'm talking about adults like you and I are not happy with seeing revived stuff, reboots. It's like we want something original a little bit. But for me, being a WWE fan, this needs to be shown to this generation because they don't know what that era was like. And they're giving pieces to that. And then with this Netflix deal that's coming in January, I think people need to understand this is going to be something very, very special. And if they lose, and it's like, I think sponsors are going to be okay with it. Yeah. They're going to be fine with it.
Yeah.
Just how far the
I mean, everything is, I'm going to say everything is on Netflix. So you can't really go wrong with this one. I think it's a great move.
We had a break. We got to take a break right here. And you know what? We're doing good with that. So we're going to take a quick time out, be back in 1 minute. And when we come back, we got to touch a little bit on this Triple H thing that happened at Bad Blood, the press conference. Got to talk a little bit about it. Okay. So 1 minute, we'll be back. Stay close here on the A-Train Show.
sure that there are wrestlers that get opportunities that are deserved.
I see everybody gets the opportunity. Like if I don't see the difference in anybody, I don't see the color, I don't see the nationality, I don't see any of it. I just see talent. I don't see the difference between men and women. I see talent. We tell stories with those talent, how they can handle those stories and how they can represent those stories and how we can bring those stories forward. So, you know, I don't keep track of any of that. I do what's relevant and what is best in the best in storytelling and what's being delivered the best. And then that's what goes. No different than, you know, the men and the women who main events, whatever the biggest stories are. That's where we go.
Back on this edition of the A-Train Show, the A-Train Arlington Lane, the A-Train, the D, and the pastors in the house. All right, that clip that you just saw was courtesy of WWE. That was from the Bad Blood press conference after the end on Saturday night. Wow. That was going down. KO was beating up Cody Rhodes.
just a mad house right now.
Just madness. Just madness right now.
Everywhere.
Okay, but I want to touch a little bit on that conversation that on that topic he talked about. Now, NXT, I will applaud them for what they were able to do. I wish I had the photo for it. Didn't have enough time to get it, but it was a representation of, it was Trick Williams, Jade Cargill, Bianca Belair, Kalani Jordan, and even Jey Uso, all with the title belts in the ring, NXT in St. Louis at the factory. Shout out to the factory and shout out to Shawn Michaels for them to allow, you know, to make that moment happen. But my biggest issue was with that was cool. Cool moment. You see the black representation. You do see the diversity that's in WWE right now. You see more of us. You see more of Latino. You see more Samoan. You see more of foreigners into this mix as well. All right. You got Asians in the mix too.
Yeah.
That's fine. My biggest issue was we didn't have anything representation in the PLE. And what he was saying in that was about the storyline.
Yeah.
I understand where he was coming from with that. But also at the same time, you still could have played it off, especially with the host of Bad Blood that did not need to be the host of Bad Blood, in my opinion.
Facts.
You still could have had a tag team turmoil match for those women in that Bad Blood, because all of them have bad blood with each other.
Absolutely.
I think that would have worked out, even if you would have gave them a good 12, 13, 14 minutes together. You still could have put them out there in that match. And, you know, I just thought that was missed. That was my issue. Yep. I don't have an issue with what he's got going on right now with what's out there. We have an NXT champion that's black. I think we just had, if I'm not mistaken, Obafemi did lose his title this week. This weekend, he did lose his title. So, but come on, man, you knew that was gonna happen.
I did. They going to the big dogs now. He going up to the big man, to the big belt now. So Trick better be on it. He's gonna have to hold it for a little bit.
I think that's where they're going here. That's gonna be his next competitor. Ethan Page is gonna want something, but he ain't gonna want none.
Absolutely. Obafemi gonna win it, and then he gonna hold it for a little bit, and then they're gonna move him up. But they got, and I think you're right. Again, you and I had this conversation. What major player do we have that's of a black race that we have in WWE main card that is a standout right now, other than them girls?
You talking on the main roster?
Yeah.
Carmelo Hayes? That's what we're going at?
I mean, that's the best we got. I mean, right now, you got Xavier and Kofi, but they playing this, them against each other currently thing, where they're dividing that. So that's not really, neither one of them have title belts. nor are they facing anybody for title belts because they just did that and keep losing. So you can't really use them. What other individual other than the women's champions, tag team champions, do we have that has the staple of being able to maintain the company? We don't really
True.
have nobody.
True. Right.
We don't have nobody.
Yeah.
And Obafemi
And
would be the closest thing. Carmelo Hayes will be good, but Carmelo is not. He's not reached that pinnacle of being main card yet. I mean, being in the main event by himself. Like he can do what a Roman Reigns did. If by chance there's another, God forbid, pandemic, could Carmelo Hayes carry the company? I don't think it would happen.
The issue with that is let's just, I'm just throwing it out as an example. If there was a Roman Reigns versus Carmelo Hayes, it would give me the same effect like a Rey Mysterio, Kurt Angle, Rey Mysterio, Batista effect, where you have the underdog comes in and beats the heavyweight champion.
Yep.
That's always possible. Now, and depending on that build, it's going to take time for that to happen. That's what happened with Kofi Kingston in this case.
Right.
That's what happened with I can't think of I'm trying to think of another champion that had
Bobby Lashley. Bobby Lashley
was another, because a lot of us wanted to see what he looked like as champion. That's right.
Mark Henry, Big E. Yep. It's happening with all of them.
What that looked like, and if we look at it from that standpoint, we can agree that probably the best run that should have went a little bit longer was Big E's run. Big E's run as champion.
I have another guy, and I mean, I hate that he got hurt, and I hate that because he was pretty much dominant. He's probably gonna be one of my top all-time black competitors, which would be Ahmed Johnson. Ahmed was smashing. You talking about Ahmed was doing what Goldberg was doing in WCW before he got injured. Had he not got injured, and WWE, of course, was, parted ways with him. Had he not, man, that would have been, bar none, one of the most greatest WWE champions we would have had in a long time, because he was big. He was aggressive. So that powerhouse coming in, smashing everybody. Ahmed Johnson was doing that way before there was a Goldberg and before we see a Braun Breaker. So to me, he would have been that guy. And I think they was trying to make Bobby Lashley into that guy like he was. And it just didn't work out because Bobby don't have the kind of charisma for that. So, and that's the thing about a WWE champion. They want to build on the brand on somebody that got Mike. You can do Mike. You got charisma with the people. Whether you're a heel or a face, you can get butts in that seat. Man, Roman Reigns' music start, the whole entire arena goes in an uproar. And these are the same people that didn't like him a couple of years before. They was like, boo, when especially when the turn of the Shield. Like they were booing him, and then when he talked about his issue, suffering with leukemia, was it leukemia? Yeah, and having his bout with that, coming back, they still kind of booed him, but they kind of yayed him too. So it was kind of like, let's see what we gonna do with him, and then he became the face of the company. He can run it, but you got to be able to put it in the hands of somebody that can give you might, that can give you charisma, that can give you energy, that will make everybody want to come to be at the arena to see him. So, do we have another wrestler? Obafemi is that guy. Like, to me, that's the superstar I see. As far as the male figure, that's the superstar I see. Only one that I believe that they can build that on if they do his character right.
So that's the question. Which African American WWE stars you think can lead the company? You said Obafemi. Obafemi is a fantastic choice. And I'm not going to discredit Dwayne Johnson, but the way that they built The Rock on his Samoan background. They didn't build him on because he was black. They built him on the Samoan background with the Rocky Maivia, the Maivia family, the Chief Peter Maivia. They didn't. And then when they converted, when he decided to stop and he joined the Nation of Domination, that's when you can see that side of it as well, because of who was in that faction. Everybody in it was black.
Farouk.
So
So
you have
Mark Henry,
Rodney Rodney Mack, and then you
D'Lo
had
Brown.
D'Lo Brown. That's who was in, not Rodney Mack. D'Lo Brown,
Yeah,
and then
D'Lo
you
Brown.
had The Rock. So those, that's where you saw that, and they did leave for
The Godfather. Wasn't the Godfather in that too?
He was in it too. Yep.
Yeah.
And then that was the thing with me, the depiction of how they would treat those guys and said, this is what your representation would. Remember Crime Time? Crime Time, man? And they were great wrestlers. That's the thing that people don't really understand. They too much looked at the character and didn't see what their in-ring abilities were. They had it's just, that was my Madman Vince. Remember all that stuff. You know what I mean? So
I just don't see nobody. I don't see nobody that we have that will be able to manage it like that. I mean, I see up and coming superstars that will probably be able to take the company by storm. But like I said, there's not really. Now on the female side, you have several. You got multiple that can possibly run it. You already had Bianca Belair 4 times, period. If you keep on working with Jade Cargill, you got Jade Cargill who can actually manage that. She'll be another Charlotte Flair if they market her well to be able to be able to go in there and dominate and kill. But they got to change her character a little bit and and make her more dominant.
Jesus, if she get a program with Charlotte Flair, that's the program I want to see. That's the program that I want to see right there.
Man, that's gonna be dope. I want to see that. Yes. I definitely want to see that.
Yes.
Yeah, man.
Yes,
that would be hot.
Oh my goodness, that'd be so hot. Man, I ain't never think we would even get to that. I know we want to see that.
We might.
Like I said, I wanted to see that at Bad Blood a little bit with Nia Jax, and the Bailey situation, but they just used Tip. So that means that right now Charlotte's not ready, but that's cool. It was a little disappointing, but it's okay. Like, I'm past the disappointment. I'm just ready to see what's next, because I think, as we said about Jade and Charlotte, you got to look at Tiffany and Charlotte too.
I saw a potential idea that's in the making from Ringsider. I think it's Ringsider News that said there's a great possibility you get old school and new school to come together for the final battle of the greatest female wrestler. And it wasn't even about championships or titles, but this was about clout. I think this was about clout at some point. And it was Roxanne Perez versus AJ Lee. And I was like,
look. If you remember what you saw at NXT that first night, and he was stepping, we gotta take a break. Gotta take a break. 1 minute. Take a break. Ooh, we're gonna touch on that a little bit. Yep. 1 minute.
Then we gotta talk about the YS6 too.
We'll be right back right after this. Back on
Wait,
this
man.
edition.
Wait, bro. I almost thought the Y6 done tapped into our A train. I was about to go, yo, you on your own, brother. I'm out of here. That stuff started blinking and stuff. Whoa, hold on, partner. What I'm not gonna do is play with them showing up in my crib. I can't understand that. That blessed all of me, man. I love it. I love all of it.
The timing of all of that. Listen, let me tell you something, man. So, I got these controls here behind the computer, man. And it did not even dawn on me. It didn't dawn on me. So if something just you ready
Bro.
you ready to run after that, right?
All I needed was a QR code pop up. I was about to take off. Yeah, Arlington, you got this on your own. I'll see you next week. I'll see you when I get back, or whatever the case may be. I'll see you later. I'm not leaving till Thursday anyway, so and Friday I'll actually be in Egypt. So we'll make it happen.
Mercy, you finna be on a different side of the water. Lord have mercy.
Yeah,
Sometimes
man.
you finna fall. Hey, somebody gonna have to pick you up. I hope you got people with you, because I have a feeling I know where you about to go. I'm not gonna say it on the show. I'm feeling I know where you about to go, and you're gonna have to be picked up. Somebody's gonna literally have to pick you up.
I'm looking forward to it.
I have a feeling, and like I'm gonna get a phone call. I said, like, sir, they had to pick you up, didn't they? Yep, they sure did.
Yeah. You already know me. You know me very well, sir. So it's one of those special encounters for me.
Oh,
I'm looking forward to
yes,
it.
indeed.
I'm looking
They're
forward
gonna have to pick you up. I know.
Definitely.
All right.
What do you guys want to talk about?
I want to talk about Cody. Thank you so much, Cody. I want to talk about how we can get these encounters with old school and new school wrestlers. You know what? We can actually sit here and say that Charlotte Flair is now an old school wrestler.
Yeah.
She's
been
around for a while. We can say
the
same thing about Seth Rollins. We can say the same thing about Randy Orton, of course. We can say, man, especially Randy, who got the longest skin in the game right now. Him and John Cena. Granted that Cena's direction has been a whole lot different than Randy Orton's, but Randy Orton is still on that same trajectory, that same timeline, and he has a lot of skin in the game. If I'm not mistaken, he's the oldest person on the main roster right now.
He is.
And so that speaks volumes. I think it was last year was Edge, and then he left. So that showcases that, hey, these guys are now old school. Like, who would be like their comparison? You mentioned Roxanne Perez with AJ Lee. Lord have mercy, if she ever were to say, I'm coming back for a match. And I'm thinking that the all of this is coming together. They're putting all them spices and stuff. They're putting them little things together. One more time, AJ. One more time, AJ, is all I can say. One more time. Come on with it.
I believe they're working it. I believe this stuff is in the cards. And so they're trying to get it for SummerSlam 2025 is the game plan. And it's going to be one of those major moments with 2 shows. Remember, we're going to 2 shows. So yeah, it's going to be pretty interesting, sir. I'm looking forward to it. What about a Tiffany Stratton versus a Trish Stratus?
Is Trish ready to go one more round again? That's gonna be my question.
I don't know. That's my point. Like, you talk about old versus new. I would actually make a pay-per-view that's centered around old school. You already got Goldberg. You got Goldberg going against Gunther. Why not? Why not pull in somebody up and coming versus someone who's already done it, and let it be, hey, this is, legend for legacy. Let's figure it out. Let's see who dominates it the most, and just give them one more one more round at it. Yeah, man. Let's try
New
it.
WPLE ideas. I like that for Fun Fan
Let's
Friday. Okay.
let's
Old
tr-
school
let's
versus
try it. Let's
legend
try it.
versus legacy.
Yeah. If
I
they
would
can
not be
still
mad about
go, let it happen. If they can't still go, then don't do it. But if they can still kind of put a little energy in it and kind of give us old school them a little bit, for one last ride of it, why not? A
it. Okay.
Chad Gable versus a Kurt Angle.
Would you? Okay, so you mentioned about the SmackDown 2 nights, right? I mean SmackDown, SummerSlam 2 nights.
Yeah.
Would you make the Royal Rumble go 2 nights? And the reason why you can potentially do that, you do have 2 Rumbles that you can have on each night,
Yeah.
and they can close each night. You allow all of your roster to participate. That includes your NXT members as well. So if we're gonna have a then now forever, 2 nights of the Rumble would not be a bad idea, right?
No,
You would
it
have
would. 2
close
nights
out.
at Mania.
You got your 2 nights at Mania, right? We're gonna have 2 nights at SummerSlam. And Lord have mercy, if we ever would have pulled 2 nights of Survivor Series War Games, I don't think people would be able to make it through. I don't think people would be able to make it through. If they do it right.
John Cena, who you still got John Cena, you got CM Punk. They older guys. You got to put them up against somebody. Like I'm saying, it just makes the whole entire thing worth it all. Let Braun Strowman go against Femi. Let's make it happen. Or Brock, if we can get Brock Lesnar back, or Bronson Reed against Brock Lesnar. Let's go. Let's get it. Y'all, let's get this new PLE out. Let's get it out there.
I still want my Gunther versus Brock Lesnar, man.
Oh, that's even massive too. Yeah. But I think about look at Femi and Brock. You think Brock will be able to send him to Suplex City and he telling him no,
The only thing I hated is that's how they did Bobby and Brock. Bobby and Brock were cut from the same, but at the time they was cut from the same cloth though.
I don't like it. I'm saying give me Femi. He has gone through roster after roster of suplexing everybody. Let's say he gets to Femi and cannot do it at all. And how would that play in his psyche? Bro, that's a massive storyline that you can build off of that. That's a massive storyline. Woo! For Brock to be psychologically messed up, thinking, man, I done sent everybody to Suplex City, and I can't get him over. I can't do him. And every time he grab him and try to do it, he can't. Every time. And even if he wins the match, he never wins off a suplex, and that's what overused against him. Man, you can't suplex me. I'll never go to Suplex City, and it literally becomes a war between them two of Brock just at least trying. It's almost kind of like putting up hear me out. It's almost like Brock winning the match against Undertaker, taking away his undefeated streak at WrestleMania. And now Femi comes in and snatches something away from him. You cannot suplex me. Dude, you know how crazy that would be? Bro, I'm done with it. I'm just saying. New PLE, let's go.
We need a new PLE, old school versus new school. We need to see I need to see what that looked like. I do. Will said they need to bring back the traditional Survivor Series tag matches back if they do 2 nights for this PLE. True. I will give it that.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
I agree with that.
I agree.
Yeah. And at least if you're gonna save War Games to the final night, at least let's do some traditional Survivor Series tag matches. And we had some good ones too.
What about Clash of the Titans and get it out of Saudi Arabia? make
right now, you know
class.
they got that. I know.
Make,
I get where you
but
going.
give that particular PLE a different name versus Clash of the Titans. Put Clash of the Titans old school versus new school. It's the Clash of the Titans. It is the big. It's the dream matches, man. If we can pull this off, it'll be pretty dope, dude. Like I talk. Hey, y'all need to put us in the writing box. Let's go.
Hey, I can take one of them writing jobs right now.
Right now, man. I'll stop pastoring today and be in Connecticut tomorrow. Do you understand me? What are you saying, sir? I would be right there. Don't worry about it. We got the trip, so you go ahead and work on everybody else. I got it.
Any thoughts on bringing back an all women's PLE? I think we could do not an evolution. It won't be called evolution anymore.
No, I think so though. I think we could.
Really?
And you got to include NXT though. It'll have to be the all three brands across the board.
Absolutely.
I think it would be cool.
Absolutely.
I think it would be cool. Yeah, I think it would be cool.
Especially the talent that's there now is, I think, way better than the talent that we had when they did the last evolution. And that was just several years ago. That was about, what, 5-6 years ago or so. And it's like they have gradually gotten better as the years have progressed. And put titles on the line. Oh my!
Bring out a new one. Bring out a new one. The IC championship for women.
Yo,
let's go.
Bring both. You could bring that that US title and
US
the Intercontinental Championship at those events right there. Exactly. I'm game for that. And
let's
then
go.
not only that, you can have your dream match at that event. If Jacqueline want to suit up one good time and she want to face off against Bianca Belair or Kalani Jordan or something like that, she pulled up at Bad Blood. Did she not? Did she not?
Oh, she did. She did. She did.
Did she not? Hey,
get another Beth Phoenix with a Jada Parker. With Jada Parker.
If Beth Phoenix want to pull up.
Oh, that'll be so dope, man. Let's go.
I was like, Jazz, if you watch this show, I would love to see you come back one good time, and I want you to face off against either Jada, Kalani, or even Jade Cargill herself. Lord have mercy.
Let's go. I even take Bianca Belair with that. Let's go.
He will get it. We'll get it. They better bring Jazz back. Jazz was.
They better get her. They better get it, Doc.
All right, final timeout is coming up right here, and we're gonna wrap this bad boy up. Ooh, we just had some
man.
We got
that's some good stuff, bro.
What's good, man?
We still got to talk about this Y6 too, because you got the you hit me up with the QR code, and I was like, yo, I mean with the last little event, I'm like, wait a minute, which way we going with this? Because what we may be thinking may not be what it is.
Exactly. All right. Time out. 1 minute. We'll be back. More A-Train Show. Final hour. Final part of the show coming up after this. Final segment of the A-Train Show, the A-Train Arlington Lane. Myself, the Deke, pastor is in the building. as well. We are live on Fuel Sports Network. Make sure you go to fuelsportsnetwork.com right now. We're live, baby. We're live.
Let's go. Let's get it.
If you got a question or comment that you want to talk about maybe on a future show, make sure you go to admin at fuelsportsnetwork.com. Please send in your questions there, maybe on the show. Let me make sure I get that properly.
Yeah, man.
Make sure I properly get that up there. There it is. There too. Up there. I'll get the ticker. There it is.
Yes, sir.
You may be able to join us. Hey, and big ups to all of our sponsors over at Macdougall Bats, Just Meat Jerky, good Lord, World Retros, True Victory Apparel, Philip Johnson Salon and Spa. Thank you so much for being a part of Fuel Sports Network. All right, make sure you go to Fuel Sports Net on X and Instagram. Instagram's coming back, baby. It's coming back. All right.
Let's go.
All right. This YS16.
Ooh.
YS16 that we just looked at, the QR code.
So the Flash said, "There you are," is what the Flash said on the show. There you are. Yeah. And tonight is the night, isn't it? Isn't tonight the night?
It's Monday.
It's on Mondays. All right. So
on Monday.
So he says, "There you are."
Mm-hmm.
There you are. Which individual was he
referring to?
Because what we assume may not be the one.
Right. Because the way that they had flashed it, it gave the effect that it was geared towards the person in the middle of the shot.
Yep.
And if you looked at the shot on Raw, you had Karrion Kross.
Yep.
The Miz.
Yep.
R-Truth.
Yes, sir.
So the person is
who?
Are you going after?
Who, Reverend?
There it is. You refuse salvation.
God Almighty.
What's our hand? The reckoning is here. All right. I just showed you what that was. That is what the QR code said. And I'm sitting back and I'm like, there could have been bad blood between Miz and R-Truth. Because next on Monday, there's a match between the two of them. Right? And apparently, what I found out, that was taped. So next week's Monday's Raw, it's taped.
Okay.
Also, one little tidbit that Will tossed in was Jazz was the last WWF Women's Champion and was the first WWE.
That's dope. Yep.
That's good. No, so, and he said, "Who says it only can be one?" Are we going after multiple people?
Ooh.
Okay, so let me guess. If you want to go after the Miz, only reason is because of his relationship with R-Truth, in my opinion. With Karrion Kross,
he's been manipulating people left and right. He done destroyed households, families that was collectively together. Remember,
factions.
Let's go, man. Let's go. I'm ready.
Factions are being destroyed little by little.
Hey, man.
You know
I
what?
believe it's Karrion Kross. That's my personal belief. Even though it makes it look like, again, we swerving the lines. it makes it look like it could be towards the Miz. And it possibly is for a season, but this is really a Karrion Kross thing because Karrion Kross, again, had a faction, lost it, ended up getting into the Final Testament. And look at what he's been doing. New group, and look at what he's been doing. Going to mess with everybody else. He's been talking to everybody around him and then tearing up real relationships and connections with each other. So yeah, man. I honestly believe that it's going to be a duo. I can go with it. I can go with it and be like it could be both, but I really believe the ultimate is gonna go after Karrion Kross. I just really honestly feel like that's got to be the end goal because of the factions playing against factions. And Miz don't have one.
He don't. He does not. And I don't think he's gonna ever have one. Like there's no real need for one for him. Unless he did some kind of Hollywood mess faction. And I hope that I would never do that to him because of his timeline. He's been in the skin in the game himself. You know, I think he might be the oldest of the group, if I'm being honest. I think he's slightly older than Randy Orton. Just slightly.
Gotcha.
But Randy had the longest career in WWE so far. But that's the thing, like with you have no real beef with Miz. But if you want to start a beef with Miz and mess his life up a little bit more, like what mess has he not gone through that he needs to be bothered again?
But here's the thing. What was the intentional reason for the Y6? Was because of families being destroyed and separated. That's been the ongoing thing since they came back. If you look at all the QR codes, it talked about all of these guys that have been in families or factions or with people that have turned their back on them. And so this is not Xavier Woods that he's talking to. He's talking to the Miz. He's talking to R-Truth, and he's talking to Karrion Kross. So what person in those three have had family members or people that they was with and then they turned their back on them? Of course, you see this now with R-Truth. So it's a great possibility that they're going to start with the Miz, but it's going to lead to Karrion Kross. He's been going around tearing up everybody's relationship. At some point, those factions are going to have to go to war. To see them go at it like that will be pretty good. Joe Gacy and Loomis, Dexter Loomis against AOP. That's incredible. You still got Scarlett, who and you can put Scarlett against Nikki Cross. I mean, it's so much you can build out of that faction versus faction. And so I think it would be
Howdy with Karrion Kross, of course. And then let's not forget Eric Rowan is in the back. So yeah.
That's what I'm saying, man. So it's so many ways they can flip this and fix it to where it can be so incredible. And I think they're blurring the lines with the Miz being present, saying, hey, you know, yeah, there you are. When that there you are popped up, when you text me and say, I think I know who it is, I was like, oh man, no, I already kind of knew it was going. When Miz made that turn, I was like, oh, it's got to be the Miz. But when I saw the video, when I actually saw it, I was like, no, man, this may be a little different. From what I see something a little different, man. Hopefully, we'll be able to pull off and see what it's gonna be.
It might be something that's gonna be completely chaotic, man. And that QR code that came out.
I love it, man.
Yeah, man. Listen, I am like impressed with what's going on. A lot of people looking at it that way, but here it is one more time, folks. You refuse salvation. Do not force our hand. The reckoning is here. Hey, and real, I'm ready. I've been waiting for this.
Oh yeah, yeah, man. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. That's gonna be big. That's gonna be big. See, that's another one. Lash legend. We ain't really talked about her.
And we ain't, because we haven't seen the full. We ain't even seen the full effect of her just yet. All we know right now, the biggest thing that she's done is she picked up Otis and slammed him.
Yeah,
and she got strength. We know that.
You end up putting her against Jade Cargill and have that what you got?
You know how you have Bianca and Jade, correct?
Hold on, brother. I got to take this call.
Okay. All right. You know how folks, y'all, we have Bianca and Jade. What if Jade and Lash were to partner up? Listen, you got to understand that is a lot to take in, because both of them are tall, both of them are strong. And if they can work well side by side, they have a glam that they both use. It's almost kind of like what you see with like a Beth Phoenix of sorts. Yeah, Pastor had to go, unfortunately, but it's okay. You got to do what he had to do. He's also on the job as well, so he's always on call. So, all right, we're going to end it here and wrap things up for this edition of the show today. Thanks to Pastor for dropping in and helping me out for Fun Fan Friday today. Hey, but always, man. It's gonna happen, so make sure that y'all stay tight as best as you can. All right. Yes, and Lash has beaten most of Bianca's Performance Center's records, so interesting to see how well they play out. I would love to see more of her in that realm. All right. Tonight, folks, the return of the X-Men show drops in today at 6:00 Central Time, right here on Fuel Sports Network. We'll go 2 hours and have a great show right during SmackDown, but we will let you catch the last hour as well. All right. This is the A Train, Arlington Lane, signing off. Thanks to all of our sponsors, and thanks to you, the fans, tuning in to this show. Be back at it Monday. Is he coming back in real quick? I don't know. I can't see him. He don't know I'm about to wrap this bad boy up. That's what you don't know. All right, because we got 30 seconds left. All right. This is the A Train, Arlington Lane, signing off. We'll catch you here for another edition right here on Fuel Sports Network. Y'all take care.